Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, anywhere you are in the world. So, our today's topic or event is we're going to be learning about AI in Revit for interior design and street views. So, brought to you by our friends in Nonica. In addition to that, we have a raffle draw inviting you to comment down hashtag Revit and hashtag Nonica. Okay, inviting everyone to comment down hashtag Revit, hashtag Nonica. Okay, so the prize is we will be giving away, as usual, we will be giving away 3 months of LinkedIn Business Premium subscription to our lucky raffle draw winner. So, again, I'm seeing 5 entries for Nonica and 5 entries for Revit. In addition to that, of course, inviting everyone to join our group. It's Autodesk Revit User Group Philippines, BIM Philippines. We're also in LinkedIn. The name of the group is BIM Worldwide. Okay? So, without further ado, our sharer this afternoon in the Philippines is a cum laude in construction management and engineering at TU Delft. So he combined his job as an architect with advanced Dynamo scripting and Autodesk Revit API programming. So Jaime, is also a speaker in a lot of BIM user group communities and other leading events and educational events. So, I'm glad to introduce to you and bring in our sharer this afternoon. I think all the way from Netherlands or Spain. Let's give it up for Jaime.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
Good afternoon, Jaime. So, what's our time difference? I forgot.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. here in the Netherlands, so it's quite early. But happy to be here with you today and sharing our knowledge and experience in here today with the community.
Okay, so I guess we have a lot of things to learn. You have a lot of things to share. So, I'm gonna be giving the floor to you now, Jaime. So,
Yeah,
again,
that's
inviting
great.
everyone. Yep. Again, inviting everyone to comment down Nonica, hashtag Nonica, and hashtag Revit for you to join our raffle draw. So, I'm just waiting for your screen share, Jaime. So,
Okay, yeah, my bad.
if I see it, I'm gonna be sharing it.
Yeah, let me see.
Again,
Uh, I think there is some lag in the connection.
okay, so once more, thank you so much, Jaime, for doing this. I'm gonna be giving you to the hands of our attendees. So, thank you so
Yeah, no
much.
problem.
Take it away, Jaime.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, hello everyone. I'm Jaime, director at Nonica.io. And today I wanted to talk to you about an AI render we have developed at Nonica. So, first of all, before actually going into the details of the render itself, I wanted to introduce a little bit about, Nonica tab. Nonica tab is where the AI render is hosted. So basically, it is a Revit toolbar, as you see in the screen, which has like more than 20 different tools integrated. And the cool thing is that it is actually flexible. So I'm not gonna go into all the details of the tools because this presentation is not really about that. but I wanted to at least explain how you can set up the AI render as we see it here in your Revit toolbar. So let's imagine we have this empty bottom and we want to set it up like the AI render like we see here. So what we'll have to do is go into the drop-down menu and click on Setup Bottom Script. And then from there, we have two options. We can add a Dynamo script to the bottom if we want, but that's a different thing. And then we have the full library of scripts and functionalities we have developed. These are all ready to use bottoms. You can just start using it. So in this case, we're gonna go into the AI renderer. So we just select the AI renderer and then click on apply and select it. And as soon as we do so, we see that the bottom changes to the AI renderer. So this is kind of like the way to set it up. So then we're gonna go into the actual AI renderer and what it does. So all we need to do is just click on the bottom. It is in beta version. We're still improving the render with new features and new improvements. Yeah, this is basically it. So initially what you get is like a screenshot of your current Revit, let's say, view. So basically, if you change the view, if you get closer to a view, you can just refresh it pressing here. And as soon as you press there, the view get refreshed. Great. So then we have like different options. We also can save the images. We can expand and collapse if we want. And then all the other different views. So we're going to go into the living room view. And we're going to set up this view here. Great. So yeah, yeah. So basically, well, yeah, we have like the view of this living room, and we're gonna do some interior design images using artificial intelligence, and I'm gonna show you how you can actually do it very simply. So today we're gonna actually do like 5 or 4 renderings using different images, creating different variations of the Revit models, and how you can actually alter the results and get what you are actually looking for. Great. So in this view, well, we're going to set it up as an interior design view. So we just click here. And then we have like different settings. The first one is the width. So we're going to set the width to the width of the view. Let me do that. Yep. Here we go. Then the height as well. We're going to set it up as well. Then the number of images. This is basically the number of images we want to output. So we're going to set it to 3. So we get 3 result images. And then we have geometry creativity and material creativity. But before going into that, we're going to go into the prompt. This is the description of what we want to see in the image. Because we selected interior design, we have like some tabs here. So these are like ready to use description that we can use for our output image. So we can select, for example, a living room, and then we have like a description here. And we will need to, of course, adapt it to our needs. So in this case, we have interior design view, modern living room, design furniture, gray sofa, wooden chairs, TV. Yeah, we're going to take out the TV because we don't have a TV in the view. Cozy chimney as well. Side table, white marble floor, side lamp, rack, one slatted wooden wall, white painted ceiling, view of the city, sunset light, a few books and plants, and blanket. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So basically the way of describing your image and what you want to see in the image is better understood from the AI if you give it with gaps. So with gaps, we can push straight away concepts into the AI. So if we use natural language, of course, it will also understand like the different ideas or concepts. But when you explain it with natural language, it may not be that clear, and it may mix up some concepts. So it's better to be as straight away as possible and as detailed as possible with the description. Great. So we are gonna set that description. That's great. And then geometry creativity and material creativity. Basically, the geometry creativity is if we set the geometry creativity higher, the geometry we see in our Revit model is gonna influence less the result of the final image. So if we have more creativity, what we see now, uh, it will change more with the output image. While if we set it to less, like the final image will be closer to what we see in the screen. And then we have material creativity. With material creativity, you can get a different level of contrast materials. So if you set it higher, the materials will be more contrasted, more lightful and creative. While if you set it lower, it will really be less, let's say, creative. It will be all more in the same tones and colors. So we're gonna set it up, this one to 60 and this one to 60 as well. Yeah. And yeah, we're gonna leave these settings to later on for the later rendering. So I think that's all right. So as soon as we want to render the image we have from Revit, we just need to click on Render AI. And basically what this is gonna do is gonna take the image and the geometry of your model, and it's gonna send that to the cloud, and it's gonna be rendering that image into the cloud. So after preparing the rendering, you don't actually need to be, let's say, waiting 100% for the result. You can keep working, and the UI, the user interface, is not blocked. So that's way better. As you see right now, we didn't even have to wait because the response was so fast. But it really depends on the image and how busy are our servers. So it usually takes between 40 seconds to 90 seconds. Great. So we have 3 images, as you see in the screen. So yes, as you see, we have like the white marble we specify. We also have like some gray sofa as well, some some view of the city through the windows. As like a lot of the geometry has been preserved. We see that we still have these chairs over here. We have like this, let's say, furniture around there, and like the main sofa is as well there. Yes, we selected 3 final image. We have the 3 variations. So we can actually choose the one we like most, or we can generate more, and then click on save to save the image. Great. So yeah, let's do a second rendering. So for the second rendering, what we're gonna do is we're gonna refresh the view again. With the new view, yeah, let me get this closer a little bit, so we get like a full image as well. So you can also do that instead of cropping, and you have the higher resolution we allow you. Then from there, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use these settings as well. So these settings allow you to change the input information. For example, if you have like furniture as we see in the screen, and we want to change that furniture, we can just click here. And then basically the furniture from the image disappear. And we see that as well in the prompt, in the description, this has been automatically added. So basically, this has been inputted into your description. So when the image is generated, there is new furniture in the image. So we're gonna add some description here as well. Add design, furniture. Then we're gonna change some things. Let's put here dark wood floor, and then let's say orange sofa. So sometimes when you generate an image, it's not 100% accurate to what you describe, but it really depends on the creativity and your own, let's say, image, because the AI actually understand the different shapes. So if the creativity is low and the AI understand that the certain objects are there, like the AI is going to consider them instead of like creating new things. So yeah, I think that's a good description with the orange sofa now and the dark wood floor, just as an example. As we decided to change the furniture, if we want new geometry to go into the image, if we want to create variations, as we're gonna do that, we are gonna do now, we're gonna need to increase the creativity. So it is recommended that when you use any of these 4 settings, that you set the creativity up to 75 or 80. So because otherwise, if we don't set the creativity that high, the final image won't contain any new furniture. It will just be the empty room. So yeah, let's set this to 75, 3 images, material creativity 60, that's fine. Then we also have the generation is random. So this setting is helpful if you want to replicate images. So basically, you can generate images from a seed. This is basically a number which is a random number. If you type this number and well, if you generate an image with this seed with this number, and well, you get the final image, and you later coming set up the same settings, like the same description, same sliders, same input image, and use the same seed, the image generated is going to be exactly the same. So that is quite helpful if you want to replicate images and yeah, don't want to have like random images every time you generate images. So yeah, let's set this to random still. Yeah, let's render it. Yes, I was saying like the rendering process can take a few seconds, usually like 50, 60 seconds. And the cool thing is like while it's rendering, because it's rendering in the cloud, you can just condense it. You can just change a view or work on your Revit model. So it's really non-dependent on the rendering. So your computer is actually free up while the render is taking place. And then you can also, well, set up the expand window. So this basically will keep the window, let's say, condensed. And whenever the render is finished, it will automatically expand the window for you. But yeah, we can just keep it up. Oh, it's just done, it's loading. Great. So yeah, as you see, we have like the 3 new images. We have like the 3 which we generated with the same furniture in the image, and we have like the 3 new. As you see, there is new furniture. In this case, we set up the orange sofa. So we got our orange sofa there. We have like also new proposals for, well, different setup with armchairs as well. Yeah, different set of the views, different furniture and accessories around. Yeah, that's a great example. Of course, as you see, like different materials for the floors. Now we see that we have like dark wood, as we specify as well somewhere. Where is it? Somewhere here. Yep. Yeah, it's really flexible, and it really depends on what information you input. So I think that's a great example for interior design. I think you have like an overall idea on the potential of the tool. I wanted to also show you how you can apply this tool for exterior images, for facade views and street views as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the view. So I'm gonna condense here, and I'm gonna go to my front yard view, and then in here I'm gonna zoom in a little bit like this, and then in the tool I'm gonna refresh the initial image. Great. So we have like our new image, and in this case we have, like as I was saying, like the exterior view and a facade view of the building. Great. So instead of using the interior design type of views, we're going to use street views. And as soon as we click, we see that the tabs has changed. Now we have tabs that are meant for street views and facade views. So we can just switch between these different tabs to get different description as a starting description. So we're gonna use snowy forest first of all. Let me review the description. We have exterior view, modern building, light wood facade surrounded by forests, trees and low buses, winter snow cold, cozy inside. Great. I'm gonna take out the add furniture because we don't want new furniture and we want to keep the existing furniture as well. Great. And then the creativity, we're gonna set it up to 60 in this case, and the material creativity to 60 as well. There's like the tool is actually quite simple. As you can see, there is not a lot of setting. It's something that is quite straightforward. You describe the image, you set up these few sliders and click on render AI. Great, so it's rendering. We can also interrupt the process. I didn't mention that before. So if we made some mistake in the description, we can still cancel and re-render later on, or keep working on. But let's wait a few seconds. Sometimes it's instantly rendering, sometimes it takes a few seconds, so it really depends. Great, it's ready. So we have like our three new image. We can just click in the slider, right? And then we see the three of them down here, and we just can click on them to see them. Great. So the first one, we see some forests that we had, some trees that we had before. We see different variation of the image. That's great. So basically because the description was like winter, snow, cold, that's why we got this kind of like setting in the image. But as well, we could specify different, let's say, settings into the image. So what we're gonna do now is instead of like setting up the definition of winter, we're gonna change it to more like a summer beach description. Let me set here as well, beach, summer, exterior view, surrounded by forest. No, I don't really want forest now. I don't want trees either. Take that out. And then exterior view, model build like wood facade, summer, beach, cold, no, we want warm. These are just concepts, so it doesn't, sometimes you don't really need to be super specific about them. So just the word cold or warm or cozy can already bring effects into the final image. That's great. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna we could, for example, render using this existing image, but that will not only take longer because this image has much more information that our initial let's say geometry. So apart from taking longer, it will also input all these trees and it will input all the snow into the image, and we don't want that. We want to start from our let's say base image from Revit. And then because we have like a tree and we want to have like a beach around, we're gonna remove the trees and the side planting, and for that we're gonna click here. Great. And as we see again, those has disappeared. Then we can also, for example, change windows. We see that we have some side windows here, so we can remove them as well by clicking here, and then the windows go away. We're gonna add some description to this. We're gonna add as well to surrounded by dunes because we want this kind of like close to the beach house with some dunes, some desert style. We're not going to add plants. We're going to add modern and white windows. Yeah, as I said before, we need to increase the creativity a little bit especially when you change this kind of settings. So we're gonna go to 65 again. Yeah, that's ready to render again. So let's render. Yeah, taking some second to prepare the image, the geometry, but as you see, it's quite fast. Great. So as we set it up like the beach style, we have like the sand all around the place. Like the rendering was really straight forward, and we got the result quite fast. We didn't even have to wait a few seconds. And because the geometry was also high, and we said like we wanted different windows, it also added some windows to our initial design, as you see. We have like this one, which is more like a modern style. We have this one as well, and we have this one. These are great image. So basically, if you also want this kind of like new geometry to come into the image, or this kind of like new volumes to come in, you will also need to increase the geometry creativity. So the more you increase the geometry creativity, the more these kind of things will come into the image. These kind of like new volumes, new windows, as well as new scenes will come into the image. Great. So yeah, I think that the three images that were generated are great. So we changed the scene from like a snowy winter into a more summer beach house. But of course, it really depends on what you want from your image. We could even set the details to have like an underwater building, and the AI will render that under the water. So it's really up to you to set up your environment, set up what you want to see in the image, and describe it properly. Please remember that the more detail you give when you describe the image, the more precise and accurate the AI will be. And additionally, when you have like more geometry, if you have like just a cube, for example, instead of having like a house we have, that will be more difficult to understand by the AI. So it's good to have like as much detail as you can from your model. But it's in some cases you don't really need to have like as much detail as we see here. Just having like some basic volumes will also be fine. Okay, yeah, let's do the final rendering as well. I wanted to show you one extra option you have when you're rendering. So I'm gonna refresh the image again. I'm gonna do the last rendering. So for the last rendering, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get an image that looks more like a drawing, something that is less, well, it's not really realistic. We are not looking now after the image we have generated. We're not looking now to generate more realistic images, but instead we want to generate an image that looks like a drawing. So in order to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, well, set this to 60 again, because we want the geometry to be closer to our existing geometry. We're gonna keep our windows again. We're gonna keep the trees. Then we're gonna specify here, yeah, we're gonna go for the snowy scene as well. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, with that in mind, what we're gonna do to generate the drawing-like image is to play with the material creativity. So if we set this to 1, it will get an image that looks like a drawing. Like the materials will almost be gray, and it will kind of like look like an image. So it's also an option that you have when you're generating images. Yeah, it really depends on the model you have. So sometimes it looks closer to a drawing. Sometimes there is some textures on it. So we're gonna see the results now for these models. Then after setting that up, I think we can just go and render again. Yeah. So a few more seconds again to rendering. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry about the waiting time, but in order to really show you the result images, we need to wait. And yeah, it really doesn't make sense to show the tool without rendering. So I think it's a necessary step to take here. So it's loading. It looks to be done in the cloud. And as you see, we have like 3 new images. We still kept the snow and winter for this image. We changed from the summer to the snow again. And as you see now, we have like this kind of like pencil drawings around, much less textures. We have less lighting included into the image as well. We have this one that looks more like a hand drawing as well. This one is color a little bit. Yeah, it's also another setting that is cool to have when you're working into a project and you want to also produce this kind of image, which looks more that you're into the conceptual and early phases of the design, and you are still working on the model. Yeah, that's the final image. That's the final rendering of the presentation of today. I'm just gonna go through all the images we have generated today, close with some basic knowledge that we got today. So basically, we started today with some interior design views. So we use some geometry from Revit to turn the schematic geometry into realistic images. So we started by rendering with marble floor with some kind of like specific furniture into the image. But as we went through, we saw how we can generate variation of the same image, how we can change materials, how we can change furniture in the same image, and replace that from the specifications we want. So we generated different settings, different set of furniture as well, and we changed into a more exterior and facade view. So we started generating images using like a winter setup, like a cold and a snowy setup. And then after that, we went into more like a summer, let's say, generation of images. We generated some images, changing the windows of the initial building, changing the setup of the building as well for a beach and summer house, as you see in the screen now, as well as we saw in the last step of the presentation how we can generate instead more like a drawing like image and something that looks more like it has been like hand drawn. So that's the end of the presentation. I hope you enjoy, and if you have questions, suggestions, feedback, please feel free to give it, and I will be glad to try to answer them. Please remember that this tool is available in Nonica Tab Pro. So it is one of the more than 20 available tools that we have in Nonica Tab Pro. So it's as easy as setting it up in the bottom. Yeah, that's it. Jomark, I don't know if you are still there.
Okay, thank you so much, Jaime. So, yep, before we end this live stream, will you be so kind to reiterate, Jaime, on how they can reach Nonica for more information and details?
Yeah, definitely. So, we have like a YouTube channel in which we explain a lot of our Revit tools and bottoms. So they can actually, we have a video about the AI rendering as well. We have videos about other Revit tools as well. And of course, we have our website in which they can find more details about us, where we are, our telephone number, contact email. as well as you can find us in different social networks like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all this kind of like stuff. So if you have questions about the tool, this one or others or whatever, please feel free to contact us. We're always happy to try to help you and to reply to your questions. So thank you very much.
Awesome. So I guess we should probably be doing this at least once a year, right, Jaime?
Yeah, definitely. It's the second time we did it, and of course, I think it's great to come here every now and then and share what we are doing with you. Yeah, I think it's good to just share knowledge and see what each other are doing, and to still keep in contact to see how we are changing because this is changing really fast, you Mark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And on top of that, yeah, the reason as well is I think previously when you were our guest, our BIM community was around the 10,000. So I'm happy to share that at least the new 5,000 members here would be able to
Nice.
learn or to hear about Nonica.
Yeah, it's growing really fast. I mean, it's really engaging a lot of people. I mean, the content you guys are sharing is great. I mean, I've seen some of the presentations and it's really great. I mean,
Awesome. Yep. So once more, thank you so much, Jaime, and we look forward for another knowledge sharing event with you. Again, and thank you so much, everyone, to those who are here in attendance. So, looking forward for another learnings with regards to architecture, engineering, and construction, of course, and looking forward for another repeat with Nonica and Jaime. Thank you so much, Jaime, and
yeah,
goodbye.
thank you very much, everyone, and see you very soon, you Mark.
Awesome.
Bye bye.
To our very own interdisciplinary.
Okay, and as promised, once more encouraging everyone, uh, yeah, to be in our raffle draw. All you need to do is comment down hashtag Nonica and yeah, hashtag Revit. Okay, for you to join our raffle draw. So for today, again, we'll be giving away 3 months of LinkedIn Business Premium subscription. So in the Philippines, it's around 2,400 a month. So times 3 because it's 3 months. Okay, waiting for everyone to comment down hashtag Revit. And of course, again, don't forget to check out Nonica. So that was a quick one. Imagine that. Typing in a prompt, okay, with Nonica in Revit, and then it automatically generates an awesome photorealistic image of your model in Revit. Okay, so let's begin for the winner of hashtag Nonica. So please, to claim your prize, please connect with me in LinkedIn saying that you won. I won. Okay. So, yep, comment down hashtag Nonica, hashtag Revit to join our raffle draw. Very lucky. I am very lucky. Yep, to join our raffle draw, please comment down hashtag Nonica and hashtag Revit. Okay, so our winner, I don't know who this is or how's the translation, but for you, sir or madam, please connect with me in LinkedIn to claim your prize before this live stream ends. Yeah, and for Revit, how about the Revit? Hashtag Revit. So again, congratulations. To John Kenneth Bonite. I think I am lucky today. I should try betting on Lotto. So again, please check out Nonica to discover more about that awesome tool for you to quickly create renders together with AI. So I think our additional I'm gonna be announcing, I think Nelsie, very lucky. Yeah, so I think it's our YouTube user. I don't know who you are, but please message me in LinkedIn before this live stream ends. So once more, congratulations to both of you. Yep. So to be updated on our future upcoming trainings, don't forget to join us in Autodesk Revit User Group Philippines, BIM Philippines, Building Information Modeling. We are also in BIM Worldwide. And again, lastly, don't forget to connect to Jaime or check out their website at nonica.io. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And again, hoping to see you on our future learning events together with Autodesk Community Philippines and BIM Worldwide. See you all soon.
One day you wake up and realize your ambition has become to design a better world. And from that point forward, you see your life's work in a whole new way. You create, you conceptualize, you fashion, you form. You give shape, space, and ideas a life of their own. You design, model, and visualize. And with the cloud, you simulate. You use automation to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. You communicate, analyze, and share, and you collaborate with others, engineers, architects, designers, and builders, working together in the cloud. You optimize, plan, and fabricate, and then you build. You build the world that you imagine. You realize all of this in Revit.
What is design? Design is the process of making ideas visible, making ideas work, and evolving them into solutions. During this process, you need tools to empower you along the way. Introducing Enscape, a real-time rendering and VR plugin that gives you this power. It's the easiest and fastest way to turn models into immersive 3D experiences. Our UI lets you visualize as you design intuitively. Streamline your process with a unified BIM modeling and visualization workflow. Present concept studies, explore design decisions, and iterate effectively. See and solve issues live before they impact the final result. Collaborate and evaluate ideas in real time and make better decisions faster. Choose from a growing collection of incredible assets, or import your own. Find the right material from an impressive assortment. Fine-tune it until you have the perfect texture. Amaze clients with an unparalleled design experience. Illustrate how ideas become visible and transform into reality. Design intuitively with a tool that's with you every step of your design process. Enscape. Visualize tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Jaime from Nonica.io, and welcome to the next generation of Revit bottoms and tools. As soon as you open Revit, choose your preferred set of bottoms or start with empty bottoms. Add, replace, or modify your toolbar with the bottoms you need from our library. Once ready, share your toolbar with your colleagues in seconds. Then monitor who and which bottoms are used more often and keep improving your toolbar.